Hello and welcome to the WriteCome.com podcast, where we help you to make money from your words. Each episode will be sharing tips, tricks, and strategies you can use to make more money from your writing, publishing, and marketing to your fans and audience. Let's get started with your host, Barry J. McDonald.
Hi, this is Barry here, and you are very, very welcome to today's podcast episode from WriteCome.com. And today I want to ask you, who is building you up? Now, the reason I'm asking that is I had put a post on the Facebook wall today, and it was on the topic of everybody assuming that when we go into 2021, that as soon as the kind of clock goes past 12 o'clock on New Year's Eve, and then when we head into 2021, that everybody's life is going to be better, that everything is going to work out rosy, and that people who have goals are suddenly going to be inspired, they're going to achieve all that they want to achieve in 2021. But what I said in that post today was that unfortunately a lot of us are kind of taking all our mental baggage and we are taking it all into 2021, and there probably is a good chance that we are going to return back to the same results or in the same position that we are right now, because we have that kind of mental software that we're using. And if there is any kind of limits on that mental software, it's going to give us exact same results as we achieved in 2020, or maybe even worse. Now, as you probably have noticed over this past couple of episodes of this podcast, I have kind of moved away from the kind of writing part of it, the tips and tricks and all that. I'm kind of getting more into the mental game. Now, the reason I'm getting into the more mental kind of side of business and writing is because I'm starting to concentrate more on it myself, because I know that the results I'm getting right now is limited by the kind of the mental models or the old kind of programming that I have in my mind, and that is giving me the same results this year as it gave me the year before. And at this stage I am sick of it. So I know that if I do want my kind of my results to improve, I'm going to have to work on myself. And it was actually when I was putting that post together, I was just thinking to myself, all the jobs I had in the past, there's never been one business that has wanted me to improve over or to be a better version of me than when I started. You know, when I got the handshake maybe at the job interview or whatever, or I was shown around the factory floor on the first day, there was no one ever had said to me, well, Barry, you know, because you've started here, we want you to thrive, we want you to do well, we want you to get the best results that you can, so we would like you to read these particular books, or we would like to watch this video course, or we would like to explain a little bit that goes on in your head and why you are getting the results that you are. And we know that if we can help you achieve a better life and better results, it's going to help us as a company, and we are going to, you know, we're all going to kind of get success. The success you have is going to kind of spill over into our business, and our business is going to improve because you're improving. And I was just thinking to myself, there's never been one business I have been in that has done anything like that at all, has ever tried to improve me. It's almost like, again, I could be a little bit cynical, but it looks like, unfortunately, a lot of those businesses just wanted me to be a worker drone. They didn't want me to think. They wanted me just to do whatever actions I need to do over and over again each day, and never actually, you know, try and be a better version of myself. Now, there is only one business that actually did do that for me, and unfortunately it hasn't got a great name, and some people have been burned by it, and some people have garages full of water purifiers and weight loss kits and all that, but that is multi-level marketing and network marketing. Now, one of the things, even though I didn't make a lot of money out of network marketing, as you can probably tell, I haven't retired on it, but one of the benefits I will say that I am really, really appreciative of and getting into network marketing did open me up to was personal development. You know, when I got into, I think it was New Ways at the time was the company we were working at, we were selling nutritional, I think there was like liquid mineral drinks, and there was some weight loss stuff and that, but it was all kind of antioxidants and vitamins and all that kind of stuff is what we were doing. Now, the products were really, really great, and I did use them myself, and I did find great results from them. So it's not like that we were peddling anything that was kind of subpar or that wasn't going to work for somebody. The stuff actually was in the bottles. But as I said, when we got into the business, we were only in it a short period of time, and we were introduced to personal development. We were introduced to books like Think and Grow Rich. We were introduced to Bob Proctor. I don't know how long Bob Proctor was on the run at the time, but he had a seminar at the time called Born Rich, and one of the trainers had got their hands on a set of videos of it, and we were invited to a seminar in his local, I forget, I think it was his house or something like that at the time, and we watched those videos. And as I said, it was the only kind of business that I have been in where, somebody had taken an interest in me, who had told me that there was a better version of me, that, I could be getting better results, I could be earning more money. Now, I know there was probably, the people who were training us did have a kind of did have a reason why they were doing it, in that probably if they made us a better version of ourselves, we would probably got better results, we probably would have brought in more money, and because we would have brought in more money, it would have spilled over into their business, and it would have made their business more secure, because they had a kind of, the next level of people were dedicated to the job, they were out there, they were kind of better mindsets, better action takers, and had belief in themselves, that would probably made their business a lot more stable, so they would have got more money from it. So in a way, I can see, yes, it probably was to their benefit in trying to make us a better version of ourselves. But there was no business before that I'd ever been introduced to being a better version of myself. So that is why I'm kind of, going in a different direction in the podcast at the moment. I'm trying to make people aware that there is a better version of them. And unfortunately, people who will probably look at 2021 and say, well, this is the year that I am going to be a fiction writer. This is the year that I'm going to be a blogger. This is the year I'm going to have a business of my own. They're never going to achieve those results if they go into the business with the kind of mental models that they have for themselves. If they are constantly listening to all that kind of negative chatter in their minds, all those echoes of, conversations of years ago where you were told that you were stupid. One thing, unfortunately, the education system, again, it's the same in every country. I don't think it matters where you are educated. Unfortunately, I think education systems and the schools that people go to nowadays does more harm than it does, it does any good at all. Unfortunately, when you get into a class, you're kind of categorized. You are maybe in the stupid group, or the people who aren't clever, or maybe you're in the group which are really clever, or maybe you're just in the middle and you're average. And then you're kind of, you're tested and you're kind of forced to compete against each other. The clever people get all the best results, and if you're not getting best results, well, then that makes you look, makes you feel like you're an inferior person in the classroom, and you kind of categorize your life through that those people who are the cleverest in class are always going to be the ones that are going to be most successful. And if maybe you are in the lower part of the class, well, then you kind of plan out, or you kind of see your future in that way for the rest of your life. You'd probably go for the labouring jobs, you'd probably go for the low paid jobs, and you'd probably look at the other people who are doing really, really well in class and say, well, they're going to be doctors, they're going to be this, they're going to be scientists or whatever. And unfortunately, school, kind of, it destroys more people's minds probably than anything else, or knocks their confidence and their belief in themselves. I know a lady personally who, at one stage in her early life, she was being taught by nuns, and one day, for whatever reason, I don't know whether it was just a vindictive nun, but the nun made the girl stand up on her chair, and she made the whole class point their fingers at her and repeat over and over again, this girl is stupid, this girl is stupid, this girl is stupid. Now, I know this lady, and this lady is a really, really clever lady, but I know she still carries the baggage of that kind of moment in her life, in her mind. For a fact that again, she was just a bitch of a nun at the time, I think, or really, really vindictive. But the fact that you would actually do that to a child, that you actually make them stand up on a chair and have the whole class point at you and declare that you were stupid, how much of an impression that is going to make on that person's life. And they are going to live the rest of their life with that kind of negative thought and that kind of lack of self-belief in themselves. If a nun says to me, well, I am stupid, well, that is the kind of role that I need to play for the rest of my life. And unfortunately, this lady didn't achieve as much as she could have, again, for moments like that in her life. So as I said, the education system, doesn't matter where in the world it is trying to say, well, we are making better versions of people, we're going to make them clever, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And it doesn't matter. Unfortunately, a lot of people are kind of, if you aren't the cleverest in the class, you are just kind of left behind, and your mates to feel that you are kind of, not as clever. If you're not as clever, well, then that means that you're not as useful to the world. And as I said, you probably will go round or go down the route of those low paid jobs because you have no belief in yourself. So that is what I'm trying to do in the kind of next couple of episodes in the podcast. And again, too, if you do go over to the Rightcom page, if you go over to the Facebook page, the Rightcom page, if you do a search for Rightcom, you'll find the page here. And if you do pop over, if you can click a like, that'd be much, much appreciated. But what I'm going to do over the next couple of days, I am going to kind of put some content on that page that I hope is going to kind of make people have a look at themselves, kind of examine the way they think about themselves. And just like those kind of network marketing companies, I want to help people show that there's a better version of them in their skin right now, that they don't have to kind of go down the route that they have programmed into the mind, or all those programming for the negative conversations from teachers, from parents, guardians, friends, or whatever, who have told those people that they're stupid, that they're not talented, that they don't have what it takes. I'm hopefully going to try and help and maybe burst some of those kind of mental bubbles and make people see that there is a better version of them. And because of that, then I hope that I'm going to help some people go into 2021 and, to get better results than they, have never ever achieved before. Because as I said, there's not many really businesses nowadays that kind of build people up. It's only kind of, unless maybe you search out things like self-development and maybe somebody would recommend a book, maybe like Think and Grow Rich or anything like that, the majority of people will kind of go from the cradle to the grave and never know that there is a better version of them, or never know that there is any way maybe that they can improve themselves. And if they improve themselves, well, then the results and everything will improve. Now, I know it probably has got a lot better over this past couple of years with The Secret and all that. There probably has been a huge explosion of personal development. But as I said, it's kind of, I don't know whether it's maybe dying off a little bit, but, there's not many people, or there's not many kind of businesses that are kind of building people up at the moment. And you're probably nodding along in agreement with me here right now, because maybe however many jobs you had in the past before, there probably isn't many people that had tried to kind of want you to be a better version that you are and to achieve better results than you have. But as I said, hopefully over the next couple of days, I am going to put some content over on the Facebook page that will probably direct people to maybe kind of new ideas, and maybe kind of, I want them to get better results than they are. Because unfortunately, a lot of people are going to head into 2021, they're going to buy fiction courses, they're going to buy business opportunity videos or business opportunities, and they're going to invest money into all these different things, and they are going to think that, well, because they have done this means now that 2021 is going to be kind of, a lot better than maybe the years in past. Now again, you probably could get better results if you do maybe actually start creating an online business or something like that. You will probably get better results. But unfortunately, because they are taking all that kind of negativity and all that kind of mental programming from years ago, they're taking that into the new businesses, they are probably not going to get as good results as they could if they were maybe a little bit more kind of self-aware of what they're doing, or why they're doing it, what they are, their bad habits, and why they actually do those bad habits and all those different things. And as I said, hopefully I will be able to, enlighten some people, or maybe help them improve the results that they're getting. So it is a little bit of a yarn now, at this stage now. Maybe I'm kind of boring you at this stage, but that is what I'm doing over on the Facebook page. And if you'd like to, pick up some of that content or watch the videos I'm going to post in the next couple of days, if you head over to the Facebook page, you can certainly pick up the content. And if you would like to reach out to me, or if you'd like me to cover anything in this podcast, or if you like maybe the direction I'm going in this podcast, I would love a few comments just to see what you think and maybe what you've learned from it, and what you'd like me to cover in upcoming episodes. So as always, if you'd like to reach out to me, if you want to send an email to barryjmcdonald@gmail.com, or if you'd like to drop by the Facebook page, or if you want to drop by the main Rightcom site, if you do a search for Rightcom, that's WRITECOME.com, you'll find the content all over the web. So as always, I'll let you go. Take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us today. If you'd like more from the Rightcom.com podcast, be sure to subscribe now for more tips, tricks, and ideas you can use to make more money from your words. See you in the next episode.